Happy Sunday. All of you busted babies, all of my subscribers, all of you random ass viewers stalking me from the bushes of YouTube. Welcome. I am happy to have you here, you guys. Welcome Beyond the Veil. I am Adina. I'm sorry, y'all. This is weird. What is this? What is this in my coffee? That could be coffee, or it could be something else. It's getting drink anyways. All right, you guys. So I have my group ceremony today. Woo woo. Shout out to all of you who are participating in today and tomorrow's ceremony. What you guys don't know is that this is the first of a series of birthday gifts that I'm giving away every year for my birthday, about a month before my birthday starts. And this has been something I've done for as long as I can remember. I give freely of myself before my birthday. It's my birthday ritual. Whatever I can give, I give it. It's my way of giving thanks to the Creator for allowing me to be in the land of the living for another year. So I give gifts of Thanksgiving on my birthday to the inhabitants of the world. This year I am doing some group rituals. For those of you who have participated in my rituals and ceremonies before, you already know what you're in for. I am kind of new to doing this to the general public. I have clients that I service here in my home, like in my hometown, that aren't from the internet or anything. So doing things on the internet is weird for me. It makes me feel less authentic because of all the sea of influencers, spiritual influencers, that I am not. However, this is a platform, the internet, an opportunity for me to connect and reach a lot more people than I can in my local town. So that's why I'm here. However, today and tomorrow I'm doing healing ceremonies. Today it's a two-part. Today is the healing aspect of the ceremony, and tomorrow I'll circle back and do the block busting aspect of it. So I'll be doing juju for you guys for about 24 hours straight. These are two separate ceremonies that I'm kind of combining into one. The blockbuster ceremony alone is priced at $150 currently. In the healing ceremony I believe that's just $100. But I extended participation in these ceremonies for $20 yesterday and today. You guys still have time today, maybe up until 6 o'clock I'll begin. So 5 o'clock, you guys have up to 5 o'clock to participate. You can send your $20 and I just need your name, your date of birth, and if you have a specific prayer request. I will do general prayer requests and hit every area that we can think of. But if you have something specific that you want me to call out and petition, then include that. In the blockbuster portion, it is just going to remove blockages and obstacles impeding your progress in any area of your life. I love the blockbuster. I do them for myself at least twice a year, once at the beginning of the year to usher in a smooth year, and then one towards the end of the year, maybe one in the middle of the year. I do them as needed as well, but the blockbusters are great for up to 3 to 6 months. They're so powerful. They just remove anything in your way and it makes things go smoother. I recommend after you guys participate in this ceremony, I recommend you guys taking some sort of cleansing bath. I do have recipes for a cleansing bath. To all of the participants in this ceremony, I will give you my personal recipe. I have used it on all of my clients. It's my go-to cleansing bath. I've given it to one of my busted babies who's a dear busted baby and client of mine. Shout out to Rosia. But she's taken my 9-day cleansing bath, and I think I posted her testimonies either on here or on my my Instagram channel. So I will give my personal spiritual bath recipe to all of my participants. If you don't want to go out and purchase the ingredients yourself, I'll make it and send it for you. And maybe I'll just charge for shipping. No, because I'll need to charge for the materials too. So either way, you can get the materials yourself and take it yourself. I'll make the bath for you. You'll just have to, pay me for that. But I recommend taking the spiritual bath after the ceremony. So I'll say on Tuesday, you guys can do the, and you know what? Better yet, don't do it on Tuesday. Do it next Sunday. Next Sunday, you guys take the spiritual bath. The juju will have worn in really good on you. Take the spiritual bath. That works really well with the blockbuster or anything, because the spiritual bath is going to remove the negative juju off of you too. And the blockbuster is going to remove obstacles out of your way. And after having juju done on you, it's good to cleanse. It's good to clean yourself, even if you're getting good juju done on you. So that's what I'll be doing tonight and tomorrow for you guys. You will get a link to a private video here on YouTube where you can view the ceremony. I do record them, not in its entirety because I don't have that much space on my phone. I can't focus on angles on recording if I'm focused on the ceremony. And there are some parts of my rituals that I do not record and I do not share. Those are private. And the spirits don't like to be exposed that way when I'm conjuring them. So that's today. Blessings to you all who have participated and who don't. My Sunday prayer ceremonies and healing ceremonies is for the community. You just get a little extra attention and added benefits once I call you out by name and prioritize you amongst the many. The spirits, I send my good spirits and I draw attention specifically to you. That's the benefit of joining this ritual, and you get the blockbuster aspect. This is over a $300 combined ceremony. You guys are getting it for $20. And please do, before my prices go up on October 7th. I'm not sure if my service prices will go up, but definitely my consultation prices. And that's because instead of incorporating the transit chart as needed, I will incorporate readings from your transit chart off the strength of the ceremony. So for some of you who have gotten consultations done with me, you'll know that you'll tell me what the reason is that you're getting your consultation, and I'll either go straight to the cards or I'll say, okay, let me pull up your chart. Let me look into your chart for this one. And sometimes I'll do the whole consultation from your chart and just use the cards as an added benefit, because sometimes what you guys are dealing with is astrological. But once my prices go up on October 7th, I won't determine if your reading needs me to tap into your birth chart. I'll tap into it anyways and give you guys information from your birth chart, period. The transits, because it's affecting you at this moment, and it's probably affecting the reasons why you came to me for a consultation. So that's an added benefit that you all will receive as a part of my consultations once the prices go up. to $75 from $50. Any clients who have booked a reading with me between now and October, or in the past to October 7th, you will remain at $50 until the price increases again from $75. For instance, one day if I up my prices for my consultations to $100, then if you were paying $50, you pay $75. Or no, I'll keep you at $50 lifetime. That's a perk for being an OG client of mine. So the reason why I am here before you guys 10 minutes in, I've only gotten through channel announcements. This reading today is going to be on Pluto in Capricorn. This is an important transit enough to get its own video and its own breakdown and its own reading. I have touched on Pluto and Capricorn for the past few weeks and months, rather in my personal readings or on these channel readings, because Pluto has been in Capricorn for 15 years, since 2008. And over the last several years, it's been on a retrograde back and forth, preparing us for the age of Aquarius, but also helping us to tie up any loose ends to the business that we've been dealing with Pluto and Capricorn. Pluto moved back into Capricorn September 1st for the last time for the next 248 years. So what we're experiencing now, we will be the last generation to experience this transit for 2.5 centuries. That makes us historical in itself, or noteworthy, because 248 years from now, when we're dead, gone, and reincarnated 2 or 3 times, astrologers of the future will be looking back to the last time Pluto was in Capricorn for guidance and insight and trends to study. And they'll talk about everything we've been going through today. They'll talk about the blessed babies on Beyond the Veil and how it was a fruit, a product of Pluto and Capricorn. How it would have never been if it wasn't for Pluto and Capricorn ripping my life apart and forcing me into this life path that I was trying to run from. They'll talk about all of the things that have happened in government, in society, in entertainment. So this is big. Pluto will be in this direct motion in Capricorn until November. And then in November, it will move into Aquarius, and we will officially be in the age of Aquarius. We are in the midst of changing an age, changing an era. The Piscean age, which birthed Christianity and Christ, is exiting. It's been what this world and society has been founded on since probably the beginning of the Piscean era. So yes, Capricorn deals with establishments and institutions, things that are foundational. Our group religion is one of them. Not saying that religion is going to die out completely, not saying that Christianity is going to die out completely. I believe it's going to get a reformation. It'll be transformed. It'll be merged. It'll be transformed because people have adapted spirituality. And even those who were religious and spiritual, they haven't abandoned their religion, but they also haven't abandoned their newfound spirituality. They're keeping them both. You'll see more out of the closet spiritualists in Christian spaces. And before that happens, you will see a back and forth motion, a battle for that, because the Christianities and what it's founded on is that any other belief system outside of Christianity is evil. It's not of God. So that will be a conflict, but it will happen. It will happen during Pluto in Aquarius. So that's why I'm doing this reading, because we are getting ready to experience a brand new era. You guys are living in the change of an age, and that's big. There's also a lunar eclipse in Pisces coming up. It's almost the universe's way of emotionally detaching us from the Piscean era, illuminating things that we have learned and experienced or needed to learn and experience in this era, so that we can tie up loose ends. Cardinal signs: Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, Libra will be hit. We've been hit the hardest. I have a Libra sun, Aries moon. So Pluto and Capricorn transit has been the worst for me. I can't say the best for me. It's been the worst for me. It's been the worst 15 years of my life. Even when I thought my early childhood was the most traumatic, this shit is for the birds. Now, I don't know yet, because they say after Pluto transit is done with you, you're thankful for it. I ain't reached that thankful part yet. I found a little bit of it. This channel is one of the only things that has come out of my experience that I am at the point that I'm grateful for. My spiritual path being redirected, not saying redirected, being more aligned, because I was born a very spiritual girl, but I was teetering the lines between spirituality and religion, between my authentic self and me needing to please my family dynamic. Aries, Libra. Opposite sister signs, opposite polar signs in my life. My sun and my moon is on a astrological polarity axis. So that's the story of my life. 1 foot in religion, people pleasing. 1 foot in my authentic spirituality. 1 foot in the 9-to-5 world, because that's what you're supposed to do to earn an income. 1 foot in entrepreneurship, because that is authentic to me. I don't know how this transit is going to affect me, but I'm hoping that the crossroads that I've lived on, I can now put my feet, both of my feet, on one ground, even if the ground is an integration of both. I would like to no longer be teetering the line, trying to please myself and please others. Either I'll have found a way to please us all, or I'll choose myself. That's where I am. So cardinal signs, this is a big transit for you. But I do want to just give you guys 20 minutes in. I want to give you guys a general message about Pluto and Capricorn as it leaves, because there is a message for mankind as a whole when one era ends and another begins. So I'll pull out my handy dandy oracle cards since we're talking a community message. Please let the people have still remained in this video with me up until the point to reach these cards, but I feel like any information I gave today was important. Most High Mother and Father God, I'm grateful for this day, grateful for this gift, grateful for this platform that you've directed me to and placed me on, firmly placed my feet on during this Pluto and Capricorn transit. It's the one thing that I'll leave this transit sure of, And for that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the people that you've placed in my life, for everyone that I lost in this transit. And the loss has been great. I've gained so much more from these people that are beloved to God and have become beloved to me. Thank you for YouTube, for the platform, for giving me the opportunity, for being a part of the path that God designed for me. Thank you, YouTube, for being in my email every day about our YouTube partnership, encouraging me to take advantage of my new partnership with YouTube. If I ever question my purpose, I'm grateful for YouTube, because on my darkest days, since that business failed with Andrew and Natasha, a part of me has been trying to figure out, okay, that didn't make me or break me, but I did hang a lot of my hopes and dreams for my future on that. So what do I do now? I felt like the rug was pulled from under me. Yes, I still do real estate, but that wasn't where I was in my heart. You know what God did? He showed me you guys. God showed me you guys and said that you guys have been the most consistent, reliable thing in my life since I've been on YouTube. And now I've been entertaining YouTube's emails about my AdSense account, about monetization, expanding my brand, and giving more of myself to this part of my life. I'm thankful for YouTube. I'm thankful for these people. And Most High Mother and Father God, please give me a message of Pluto and Capricorn for my subscribers and for the viewers. Not for myself, but what message does the divine, does the heavens, does the universe have for humanity, for my subscribers, my busted babies, about Pluto and Capricorn, for our highest good. We've dwelt enough on trauma, pain, loss, rebirth, death, regeneration. Give us a message of encouragement or enlightenment so that we can walk into this new era at least enlightened, advised, assured, encouraged. If not because we know that everything will be peaches and cream, but because we have enlightenment, and that helps illuminate our path so we're more confident when we walk into this new age. Spirit, give me a message for my subscribers about Pluto and Capricorn that the divine needs the people to hear the most in order for us to achieve our highest good with this upcoming transit. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. One of the reasons why Pluto has spent so much time retrograding back and forth into Aquarius and Capricorn is because collectively we weren't ready. Capricorn is an earth sign, but to me it's the earthiest of the earth sign. Both Virgo and Taurus have elements of pleasure to me. Virgo does because it's the virgin. It's the virginal woman. She's beautiful. She's attractive. She's hardworking. And so she makes money. There is a Libra energy in Virgo and Taurus. Now, Libra rules Taurus. It doesn't rule Virgo, but Virgo precedes Libra. And so she's fond of the Libra. They speak to each other, you know. But Capricorn is Saturn ruled. And so it's a little bit more grounded, a little bit more practical. No nonsense. It just is what it is. And we have been, you know, Capricorns can get stuck in their ways. They are very unlikely to change, which is why Capricorn is a cardinal sign. It's very airy. It's very logical. It's ruled by Saturn. Saturn also rules Aquarius. Capricorn and Aquarius are ruled by Saturn. But it's very airy. It's very logical. Capricorn thinks, it plans, and it takes its time. It's not one that's quick to change. If you know a Capricorn, then you know a Capricorn. There won't be a lot of surprise to a Capricorn unless they just have a lot of other stuff like fire and water overpower and air overpowering their chart. That Capricorn is strong, slow to change, slow to move. That has been the problem. And that's why Pluto needed so much time in Capricorn, because society gets stuck in its institutions, in its systems, in its traditions. All of those are Capricornian things. We needed to be forced into change, pulled into change the hard way. This is enlightening for me, because I always took this transit as punishment. For me, I thought this whole transit was a testimony that I am a shit person, because it wouldn't have been so hard for me if I wasn't. The problem is, though, that my sun and moon are cardinal. And even though they're fire and air, I change, but I don't change. The things that I need to change, I'm slow to change. Habits, beliefs. If I get comfortable with something, because I'm a Taurus ascendant, then I don't want to change. I don't want to change the routine. I want to stay there. My whole life, I've only wanted stability. So if I find a comfortable spot, I'm going to stay there, and I'm going to hang on to it for the sake of having stability in my life, even if I'm hanging on to something toxic. That's what we've done. And that's the reason why Pluto has been so hard, pulling us out of systems and things, exposing things, tearing things down left and right that we hold on so dearly to for control. And so stepping out of our comfort zones, which is the only thing that is constant in life, is change, which is why it's a collective North Node, because we'll always have to be uncomfortable, because we're always required to change. Even the seasons change. And as Capricornian as that is, because we can predict that the seasons will change, the only thing is constant is that the seasons will change. And so change has been hard for us in this Pluto and Capricorn, or in the area of Capricornian things. But it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Can't make this up. I'm talking about, first of all, cardinal signs on my own. I said that I have a Aries moon, and I have a North Node in Aries. So everything that Pluto has been pulling us out of, or shaking up for us in order to get us uncomfortable with certain things, after shaking up the world, shaking up our lives, we're no longer comfortable. Now we're shaken. Now we're looking to do something to find comfort again, even if it's moving from that old shaken up place into a new safe place, or what have you. After Pluto wreaked havoc in our lives and changed everything about our society, our lives, the next thing to do is to take action for change. It's required. And in the areas of Capricorn, society was slow to move, slow to change. Some of that was our fault, but on a collective, society doesn't have the power to change things. A small group of people do. The ones who hold the world in their hands, the most powerful, the elite, they are the ones who really needed to be shaken the most, because once they untether their grip of control on the world and the people, things can change. So we had to see the highest level of society being dealt with by Pluto. We had the Arab Spring kicked off talks about World War III and more fighting in the Middle East. We had the housing market crash. Real estate makes up 23% of the economy in this country. It's one of the reasons I got into it, because I wanted to be positioned around wealth. And real estate makes up 23% of the economy. The housing market crashed. Redealt with the real estate market because the way it was operating, it couldn't operate that way anymore. It needed to change in order to balance out. And then we've seen government be exposed and ran through. We've seen celebrities be exposed and ran through. Everything leading up until our own personal family lives, because that's the last thing to be dealt with. The family unit. Health and wellness. It's time to take action. It's time for change. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the baby of the zodiac. And it's the most active. It's the most tied to the divine, because so it has a supernatural faith. It's the firstborn son of the creator. And so it has faith in its parent, that it'll protect it and that it'll lovingly chastise it if it makes a mistake. So Aries will act. Aries is bold. Aries take risks. You win some, you lose some, but you live to see another day. That's Aries. And in this new era, it's going to be new for us. We will all collectively be in an Aries energy, because we're the first to experience this new era of the age of Aquarius. It's like we're the first humans in Genesis, after the world was created. We are the ones we are the ones populating the earth. That's how it is for us, being the ones to be initiated into Pluto the age of Aquarius. That's why it's such a big deal. And so everything that we'll be experiencing for the next few decades is very new to us. Even if it's familiar, it will be new, because it's a new age, and even the universe is giving new energy. So whatever we're doing that seems like it's the same, we're doing it under new circumstances, whether we know it or not. And there will be mistakes, losses, wins, gains, new innovations that come out of it. But it's time to take action, because we're in a new era. So if you are comfortable in yourself and in your way of life, get prepared to be uncomfortable. If Pluto hasn't touched you enough to make you uncomfortable somewhere, then these next couple of months, you're going to be touched up on, molested. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Like I mentioned, the first ones to experience the age of Aquarius. We are the test babies to see how this new era is going to work out. It's like, all right, guys. It's like the heaven is saying, all right, heavens, we're in the age of Aquarius now. Let's see how the humans, let's see how they get integrated into their new home. There'll be some tweaks. There'll be some things that need to be worked out along the way, but we are the ones that will have to reshape the world in preparation for this new era. It's so important, because we were born into the Piscean age. Our parents and grandparents and their grandparents were born into the Piscean age. The whole BC, before Christ, AD, after death. That's how we mark the age and the era, BC and AD. Christ, the Piscean age. Christianity, the two fish symbol. It's just the Piscean age. Yes, Christians, there is astrology at the foundation of your religion. The age of Aquarius, though, we weren't born into that. We walked into that as adults or kids, or, as we are right now. And so we are being tested, and we're doing the testing. We're the trial and test people for this new age. All right. And that is the meaning of Pluto and its last dance in Capricorn. And being in Capricorn, we were being primed and prepared to go into the age of Aquarius. And Aquarius is the sign of community, of the people, of society. So power to the people. Power will be redistributed. And even though there will always be an elite and certain few who hold the majority of the world's power in its hand, it'll definitely be redistributed. I've said before that at this moment, we all have an opportunity to be the new elite. And that is based upon how you navigate the beginning of this new age. You got to get on your good foot and take action. Figure out how you can settle into Pluto or Aquarius, and how in the age of Aquarius, what that means for the world, and how you can slide in before everything becomes Capricornian again, before things are established. Right now, it's a scramble. New establishments are being created. They're being dreamt of. They're being thought of. Every man can get in now. It's like a power grab right now. Get in. How do you get in? Use your gifts and talents. Authenticity will make you or break you. We are no longer buttoned up and image focused anymore. Authenticity will make a place for you in this new age and era. And the more authentic you are, the more you tap in to the Aquarius energy of Uranus, of being very high-minded and highly inspired by divine inspiration, not being tied down to one specific train of thought, train of mind, but allowing yourself to learn new things and being innovative and just being different for a while and going with the flow. You will find new ways to be creative. You'll find new talents and skills within yourself. Those will help you, because everything we're doing in this era will be new and created. So you be the innovator. That is how you become the new elite in this age. You become the innovator. We have to create new things for the world to enjoy. The creators and the innovators will be the new elite. Thank you, YouTube, for constantly reminding me that I am one of your content creators, because I never looked at myself that way. I shunned it. But it's being shoved in my face, and maybe I'll just take that title because I think it is offensive to my spiritual gift. But maybe, just maybe, I'll be innovative and not allow my outdated thinking about what spirituality should look like, because this is what the fuck it looks like. My juju is real. My gift is real, no matter what my job is. Even if my gift is my job, I would like it to be. I would like it to be. That's one of my changes. I believe right in this moment, I'm having an aha innovative moment, because I am scared to not have Capricornian elements in my career. I'm scared of my innovation. I'm scared of my gifts and my talents, because that means that God probably wants me to create something more practical from it. And that scares me, because I need to pay my bills. And for me, having a job does that while I am building something like this. But I always sacrifice something like this, and you guys for the practical stuff. Always. I'm going to do myself a disservice if I don't capitalize on my natural gifts and abilities. It's what I tell you guys to do, but I don't do it myself because I'm scared. Don't be like me, the scary me. Be like the new me that's going to say, I'm just going to do it. Scared or not, I'm going to do it. Tarot, give me a card to expound on that message you gave me for the oracle cards about this new era and about Pluto's last hoorah in Capricorn and why it's there, what that means for my subscribers and how they can benefit the most from this message that they're receiving from you through me. Expound on the oracle message about Pluto's last hoorah in Capricorn and what that means for us, what we need to take from it and do with it for our highest good. King of Wands, this is another action card. Fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Time to take action, new moon in Aries, fire sign, action. There is no one more active than the king of the fire signs. He all about action. This lets me know we don't need to be at the page level of the actions we're taking. We need to already be in full swing. The changes that Pluto has had us making, we've already made those changes. Now it's just time to be more assertive about the changes that we've been forced into. This last Pluto and Capricorn hoorah will kind of serve to make us more assured, assertive, and confident in the path that we're on. And if you don't feel like you're already on the right path, then you already know. You've already been intuitively made aware of what you should be doing. And I know this because the most of you in the past few months who have booked readings with me have already said you already knew the things that were confirmed to you. So most of us, or all of us, we've already been redirected, whether we know it or not. All we need to do is just be more assertive and active in the path that we're in. Because if you don't, you will continue to struggle. If you go back to things that you came out of, you will go back into permanent struggle. Whatever was old that died away during this entire past 15 years, let it go. Whether it's people, whether it's thoughts, habits, let it go. It'll cause you more problems if you try to go and stick in it. Because this is a card, another fire sign card of success. You successfully made it out of a challenging period. Stay on this horse, stay on your high horse and keep moving forward. Because if you don't, you'll go back into the challenging period that we've already been redirected out of. Justice. Corrections have already been made in our lives. Karma has been distributed and it's being settled in. So if you don't even know that karma has been distributed, it is. And it's going to settle in. The scales have been weighed on humanity. And the people have been divided already into new communities as far as the divine is concerned. It's like they say, okay, this is going to be the group of this. This is going to be the new group of this. We have a new group of this. We have a new group of this. We've already been weighed in the scales, or we're continuing this last few pieces of being weighed in the scales and having things determined about where we're going to fit in and our roles in this new age. Question: what's your new role in this age? That's what I want you guys to think about. I see see possible legal actions being taken against some of the elite, whether you know they're elite or not, in entertainment, in politics, business, all area. I see some indictments or legal actions coming. The scales have to continue to be weighed out in order for things to be made right. Clarify the King of Wands. Ooh, this fell out and this looks amazing. I hope this is for me. Money, 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 money. Money. I see, and I don't know if this is for me, honey, but for somebody, and I'm going to claim it. Everything that you lost financially, you will gain back. Not just financially, but honey, I'm going to take this message for me because it applies, but I ain't the only one, because this is a collective message. I'm going to say a lot of us cardinal signs, Aries, Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, if you have any of those in your sun or rising, you're affected the most. Not saying you're not, if you're not those, you're not affected. You're affected the most. You've probably been like me and have experienced poverty in every sense of the financial poverty, emotional poverty, health poverty. Yes, I have experienced it all in this transit. I lost my marriage and I was in poverty because of that. I lost a really good job, my first professional job. I lost that in the worst way. And then from there, a string of L's and poverty. Ooh, wonder if y'all just heard my stomach growl because my stomach is feeling impoverished because I haven't eaten yet. My father got out of prison. Lost my relationship with him again because he wasn't the same man. My marriage failed. I lost just 2 or 3 jobs that I wanted to hold on to. And I lost them in the most painful way. I didn't lose them. They were snatched. I was backdoored or betrayed in some way. In my 9-to-5 in real estate, I left the 9-to-5 world, changed my careers, got into real estate, and had the most challenging experience that a new agent in real estate could ever have. Had beef with my broker off rip that I couldn't avoid. She really had a problem with the way I appear, my appearance, how attractive people believe I am. That's not something that I've always felt about myself, but sure, how attractive. My broker, for one, that's not my boss. I'm a contractor, independent contractor. But I would get talked to so much about toning down my looks to make people feel more comfortable with me. Friendships I lost, so much. This new business I just lost. Relationships so much pain, health issues. I just talked about finding those lumps in my breast and my scare with breast cancer and how it turned out that it wasn't that. And the testimony that I gained. I lost and went through so much poverty. A lot of us have. This has been hell week for a lot of us. But we will get it back. 5 of Pentacles in reverse is probably one of the most hopeful cards in the deck to me, because this is my least favorite card in the deck, because it means poverty, and that ain't nothing I want. But this and this together, King of Pentacles with regaining poverty. Listen, cry not for what we lost if you are like me. I'm glad that I did this message, because I might not have been able to receive this if I read it for myself. Seeing it in this place means I can't lie and sugarcoat and be in denial about what it means. Financial gain. And I ain't talking about a little bit. You will be coined. You will be coined. You will be comfortable. You will be sustained. Because you've already been taking the right actions. If you have been taking the right actions based on what Pluto and Capricorn has been doing for you, I'm telling you, the rewards that Pluto brings. Now, this is a personal message, partly personal. I'll gain, me personally, I will gain everything I lost because of the betrayals that I experienced. And I've experienced more than one betrayal. A lot of people go through their lifetime not experiencing the betrayal that I did, but there was a lot of betrayal going on unawares to me behind my back. This is betrayal that I wouldn't even have red flags about, that I wouldn't even be intuitively able to divine. That's what it feels like to have a heavy 12th house. There might not be red flags to this betrayal. The 6th house betrayal, you're going to see that. You're going to know that they're your ops. This betrayal, you won't see it. You won't know it's coming. I.e. Natasha and Andrew, I never saw that coming. Because these people were telling me, they were love bombing me at the same time that they were betraying me. I'm not familiar with doing people like that, so that behavior caught me so off guard. I would never think to hurt anyone like that, to tell them I love them and betray them. I don't betray people at all, but I won't tell you I love you. If I don't love you, I'll just be like, hey girl. A lot of you have as well because of the things that have gone on behind your back. Now, collectively, if I want to give this a collective message, the powers that be, when they are exposed and brought down, finances will be able to trickle back down. Opportunities and money, jobs, stability, wealth will be able to trickle back down to the people because of what was going on behind our back, to those who are being greedy. This message, fear not the pain that you experience, because, and this is an Aquarius card, the star, it's also wish fulfillment. It's also divine healing. It will be all right. I'm telling myself this while I'm telling you this. It will be all right. Everything that we lost, because, and this ain't for everybody, this is for the ones who about that action, who are getting active after Pluto and Capricorn for the past 15 years. We've been redirected, placed on a new path, and if you've been actively on that path, you'll be a new leader. And you'll gain because of what was taken from us, unawares to us. Don't fear and don't mourn anymore. Because this is the Page of Cups, meaning draw those tears. It's the last bit of tears that you're going to be allowed to cry over the challenges that you went through. Because this new age is going to bring healing, wish fulfillment for you. Fear not, is what the Spirit said. Fear not what you lost. Don't continue to mourn what you lost. Let me look into these challenges that every time we took 1 foot forward, we got knocked 10 steps back. Another wand, Queen of Wands here. King and Queen of Wands behind this. The challenges was to make us bold and assertive, confident. We were supposed to become bosses after all the hurt, loss, and challenge that we went through. What we went through was to make us a boss, was to get us active. The new entrepreneurs, the new For instance, all the societies that were established in Capricorn, they began by somebody's great grandparents in the 1800s. We're the new ones. When they look up the new establishments years and years and years from now and the founders, it'll be us. It'll be us. That's what the challenges were supposed to make the most of us. Cardinal signs, for sure. We were supposed to become entrepreneurs and bosses, or have entrepreneurial spirits, not reliant on the establishment, because we're up next to be the establishment. And if you don't get on your good foot, you're going to continue to struggle, because you're not meant to. You're meant to do something in this new age. We were meant to become that king and queen of wands, but we couldn't figure out on our own how to get there. We were too comfortable, too indecisive, thinking about things but never taking action. We had a lot of great ideas, but it seems like we weren't taking action on them. We were too comfortable and complacent with the way things were run with the world, and too comfortable allowing other people to run it and rule it, knowing that they don't do a good job. Like, why do we continue to fight each other over elections when we know that we're choosing not good candidates to begin with, but we're being forced to just pick the least worst one? Why would we allow anybody to force us to choose suicide by one method or the other one? Why don't we collective say no and fight back and do something else, because we're not outnumbered? We've become complacent and allowed the world to become the shit show it is, because we've been comfortable letting someone else be responsible for all the heavy lifting, while we, society, just fall back on making someone else accountable. Well, the world wouldn't be the way it is if it wasn't for X, Y, and Z. We won't have those excuses anymore, because we're not allowed to have those excuses anymore. Accountability is on all of our heads now. And justice. And I'll end with that. For one, the elite rulers have done a horrible job. We will see some elites, again, continuing to be charged with things. But this is karmic justice. Everyone will be getting karma. The elite and society. Our karma is now having to be accountable for not being accountable and responsible for the way the world is run as well. We, the people, have not been accountable for our state, for the circumstances in the world, the state that it's in, because we've given over power and control to other people, knowing that they're not qualified. We complain about them all the time, and then continue to allow them to stay in power so that we can say that we're not responsible, or we can have someone to blame us. So we have to get that karma too. When they're judged, the world goes into a frenzy, because they run all the systems and institutions of the world. So when they're in a bind, they can't run the things that we're used to them running. Now we got to figure some shit out, because the ones that we depend on to lead us are being indicted by the heavenly courts. And as a result, now we have to become accountable and responsible for ourselves, and establishing and creating new things. The world wasn't going to continue to let things go the way they were. Otherwise, the world would be destroyed and all of its inhabitants. Karmic justice, whether we like it or not, we need it. Too comfortable, too rigid, too stubborn in so many areas in life. Pluto spent so much time backpedaling and pussy popping, because it was like, all right, y'all, we're going here. This is where you are now, though. We need to get you here, but we can't get your ass out of this. We were just like a mule that didn't want to move or walk, and our owner was just smacking us and beating us and whipping us, and we still was just stubborn and refusing to move. So Pluto had to deal with us this way, and it knew it did because of Capricorn. It knew it wasn't going to be easy, so it needed to be in there for 15 years, retrograde in and out, back and forth, because we weren't ready. For those of us who have gotten on the good foot, you will be rewarded. Because a lot of us were going through betrayals. A lot of us, it's not that we were just fucking up in life. That's why Pluto was so hard on us. We didn't know that we were in a den of vipers, a den of of lions. Let me look into that card. The Hierophant reversed, the Ten of Cups, the Eight of Swords in reverse. For us cardinal ones, and since Pluto will be affecting the family unit last, what I found out was that because of a lot of our family units and our upbringings, we had a lot of self-limitations on us because of our upbringing, because of our environments. Not saying that all of our upbringings were horrible, but, you know, we learned things in our upbringing based on what the ones that raised us, how they were indoctrinated. I had this conversation with my mother about how I molded my life on trying not to be like her as a child. And then as an adult, I grew up. And when my life happened like hers, I was able to see another side of it. It humbled me. And I was able to give my mother grace and forgiveness. And I asked her to forgive me too for judging her as a child when the same things happened to me, so that I cannot judge my mother and break a generational curse that not even she knew she had, because she raised us based on how she saw her parents, but it wasn't something that was authentic to her. For instance, my mother said her goal in life was to always be a wife and a mother. My mother is not nurturing to children or to a man. And so I always thought, how the hell was that what you always wanted when you are so opposite from what the idea of a traditional wife and mother is? And I pondered on that because I always thought I never want to be like my mom. After my father went to prison, I never saw my mother remarried or in a stable, loving relationship until I was in one, until I was married. I got married the same year that my mom did. I never wanted to be like my mother. I never wanted to be lonely like her. And for whatever reason, I felt that she was running off men because of how she is. She's a seven-time Aquarius, very detached emotionally, very her way or no way. I didn't want to be like that. So I made myself everything other than what she was, just so I didn't have to be lonely like her. How did that work out for me? My marriage failed. We grew apart. I didn't leave my marriage. My husband did. I should have never been married. But just because I wanted to do marriage the way that I was taught for it to be, that I was going to endure and overlook and forgive things that I didn't want to. It didn't make me feel good. I was sacrificing myself for marriage and for what I was told marriage should be. Then life happened, and I went through a series of learning how I was responsible for a lot of my life's problems, but not because I was a fuck up, because of my limited perception of things that I had to see differently. Some of them, were things that I grew up with in my family unit that were passed down to me that are no longer serving any of our highest good. Collectively, we've all been passing down traditions that aren't conducive to the change that is being forced upon us as a society. And so for me, everything that my life was built on, family, religion, marriage, very conservative, doing things that way, because I come from a very conservative and Christian family. That ain't us though, who we are, at least the women in my family, we are very different. But we've been trying to do something the way that society and generations of our family dictated it. That don't necessarily mean that they got it right though. We all have individual purposes within the collective, but a lot of the times, because of our family upbringing and society rules, we neglect our own individuality and our customized experience in this earth to conform to the norm. Ain't nothing normal about Aquariuses though, is it? So we couldn't go on. As a collective and on a personal level, relationships falling apart because we think that this is the type of relationship that we have, family, marriage, otherwise. And then we realize certain things that make us question how much blind faith we were putting into the things that we believed in, even when it comes to relationships, any form, business, romantic, friendship, familial, employment relationships. Relationships are being visited. In order for us to achieve this true, genuine contentment and harmony, we have to unlearn and relearn. Unlearn and relearn. Because the way we've been doing it, we've been allowing ourselves to be manipulated and preyed on behind our backs. If we create relationships based on societal rules, they're not authentic. And at some point, you guys are going to realize that the things that you based your relationship on before have changed. Can the relationship withstand that kind of test? We talk about divorce rates being so high. Is it because marriage doesn't work anymore, or is it because the way we've been doing marriage and courting each other, does that not work anymore? Remember, Aquarius wants us to be authentic. And we put on airs to fit into the role of a husband and wife so that we can be chose based on what society says a husband and wife should look like. Your marriage would last if two people authentically got together because they just loved each other for who they were. If I love you where you are now, then I'm going to probably choose to love you as you change. Because I looked at your soul and I said, I love that soul. And nothing about a soul is stationary. If I love you, I'm going to be excited to see all the things that you become. Even if I don't agree with them, I'm going to be excited to see how you grow and evolve. And I'm going to love you either way, even if it means loving you from afar. Doesn't change the fact that I love you. And I expect you to grow. And I expect to watch it and fall in love with all the different versions of you. And maybe not fall in love with some versions. Those are the authentic relationships that last. Not, when you put on or you settle in order, all of those things are things that we have done collectively. And I'm telling you from a married woman's perspective and as a divorced woman. There are plenty of times in my marriage when I said, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it the long run. There are things that, yes, marriage takes work. All relationships take work. You just choose someone who you're willing to compromise with and grow with. At some point, I wasn't willing to grow with my husband, but I was going to do it because I was already married. And I learned through church and family that you just be a good wife and you endure. I didn't think that I would remain attracted to my husband because I never really was. And I thought as we get older and grow, I'm not, There were a lot of things that I ignored because I wanted to be a good wife. I didn't want, and yes, I wanted us to have a great relationship, but being a good wife and having a good marriage was more important than the health and the reality of us. You know, most of us divorced because we never should have been married in the first place. And so, and I'll end this by saying I will get married again one day. I'm open to it. I was not at some point, but I am, because I learned that I wasn't a failure like I thought I was. It's just, I'm living in an age where we can't do things based on tradition, the old traditions anymore. It's time for new traditions. And let the new tradition be authenticity. Let the new tradition be comfortable with change. Let's not get too rigid anymore. Otherwise, Pluto and Aquarius will be difficult for you. Well, that was an hour and 11 minutes long. I didn't know it was going to be that long, but these things needed to be said. These are the messages that I prefer doing because they are of some good. And I love you guys. I should probably do Pluto and Capricorn readings as well. And maybe those will be not the price of the full reading. How about this? If you guys would like to book me for a Pluto and Capricorn reading and birth and chart analysis, I'll make those $30, $20 off of the regular consultation. Same amount of time, same hour, except I'll be focusing on the Pluto and Capricorn Aquarius, what that did for you. And I'll touch on Pluto and Aquarius and the age of Aquarius and how you can benefit in this new age. $30, you guys. $30 age of Aquarius. Chart analysis and reading. With that being said, I love you guys. Bye.